Hey Forex Militia, this is Preston. I wanted to basically start this channel out right. Well, I'll just say start it out. I need to start it out because I wanted to see how people would basically react to me basically doing um, strategies that come from the forums. Now, of course, when I basically started, I started out with a couple of strategies that I just started out in about 2006, and the strategies that were out then were I basically mostly got from forums. Um, None of them made me a millionaire, but there were some strategies that did help me in my trading journey. So, okay, I basically decided to go to Forex Factory where there are tons of strategies and people replying and basically putting up their strategies. Uh, of course, knowing something, I have to give you this, spoiler alert. Uh, if you go to a trading forum and you're looking for the holy grail of strategies, you're going to be disappointed. You're not going to find it. But let's just have some fun. Let's see how some of these strategies actually play out when we basically back test them and we forward test them. How do they perform? Why are there so many people on this forum that are basically following it? It must be doing something, right? Okay, so let's just find that out. So the guy who basically started this forum, the one that I'm going to start out with, Trading Made Simple, is called L. Franz. 2011, 9 years ago. And basically, it says, years ago I retired. I was looking for something to do. I attended a free local presentation about trading Forex. My mind said, we can do that and make money too from a recliner. So the torture began, as happens to all newbies. He basically bought a surefire system, 2000, 3000, right? Saving off the normal price. Of course, you save off the normal price of $3,000. I mean, $4,000. I thought I was gonna. I'm sure he thought he was gonna make tons of dollars. But uh, as you find out, he didn't do that. So he decided that he wanted to make a method, a simple trading method that worked on all time frames, simple rules, few indicators. He hates trading the smaller time frames, the 5, the 15, the 30, um, because he doesn't like to monitor those time frames. He doesn't want to basically sit at the monitor and just monitor them throughout the day. So he says, I only trade the 1 hour charts during the first 3 hours of the U.S. Open and 4 hour trades at night. Okay, I check for setups at 10 p.m. Pacific time, his time, 2 a.m., and close all 4 hour trades by 6 a.m. Pacific time. Okay, so with that, he basically created this strategy, this system, and let's see. I'm very protective of all our members. Okay, really can't understand something. PM me your phone number and best time I can call. I want you will need a MT4 platform to use our program. The key to this method is the Trader's Dynamic Index. That's what I want to get to, the indicator for entries and exits. I also use a stochastic 833 indicator. It is only used to confirm direction, nothing else. We also use the Heiken Ashi candles. That's important. We want you to be an active member, asking questions. Okay, of course, yes. So here's what the chart basically looks like. He posted it. First trading chart. Note the TDI is showing the entry setups, green crossing red. Enter on the new PA candle. And as you can see, entry, 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 entry. All right. So with that, I want to basically, I'm most likely going to start out with what he started out with. Now, if you've ever been on the forums, you basically know that these strategies change over time. Other people give input. They put new indicators. There are coders that basically make things. I've seen some of the end of this forum, and some of the extras look pretty nice. But for right now, I'm going to start out with the basics, how the strategy traded at the inception when it started. All right, so next, let's go here. Let's go to what I basically what I made. ForexMilitia. This is what we will be going over. All right, trading made simple. The setup. So we saw that the setup uses the well. This is what I'm going to cover right now. Setup, risk, take profit, trailing stop, sentiment, which is something that I always put in my trades, and trading strength, the currency meter. Okay, traders dynamic index. That's what we saw. The 5 SMA shift 2 set to the typical price, and the Heiken Ashi candles. All right. His risk, something that he really didn't put in there. I don't remember seeing him put that in here. That he put his where he put his stop loss. He doesn't say where he puts his stop loss. So there you go. He does say something about only entering within the first 3 candles. So he does say that, and I will do my best to recreate that when I start trading it. But once again, he doesn't really say anything about a stop loss. So back to this. Okay. What I saw later on in the forum was they put their stop loss 2 or 3 candles back. The take profit, as he said, the entries and the exits are the crossover of the green and the red. Once the green and the red cross over one way, you enter, and it crosses back over, you exit. Okay. Sentiment. Now sentiment is actually most people don't really use that. I use it because it tells you exactly which way the retail traders have their bias, and usually I'm a contrarian, and I will get into that later. But this strategy apparently doesn't use sentiment, so most likely, usually what it's doing is it trades conformity. It trades with the retail traders. But I am going to try to get a spreadsheet to actually figure out when the trades actually match up with my contrarian view as opposed to the conformity, the bias of the retail traders. And then the currency strength meter, which is the second component that I'm going to use during live testing. Basically, strong versus weak. If the euro is strong against the dollar, we trade the euro. If the pound is strong against the yen, we trade the pound. So that's basically one of those things that I actually incorporate into my trading that you'll see that I do. All right. Now that we went over all of that, let's go to the chart and just take a quick look at what it looks like on the chart. We pretty much already looked at that, but there you go. Twice is twice. Okay, here we go. With this, you can see that there was a template that was on the forum that I downloaded, and with that download, I was able to just click it. There were indicators and the template. So with the indicators and the template, I just clicked it, and it set itself up. And as you can see, this thing's set up with some arrows. And this right here is me. I put these lines on here to basically line up for when you basically enter into a trade. And as you can see with these right here, these small ones, you can see about 65 pips. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way. From here, interesting enough, you can't really see. Let me see. Let me do this. I need something that I do need to see is I do need to see the line graph, and they have it black but for purposes, there we go. So we can see where to start. All right, there we go. That that's 17 pips, and that is, yeah, about 50 pips. And where this crosses right here, I think you're going to take a loss on that one because it looks like it crosses over. Yeah, that's a loss of 37. Now over here, this trade just started. There's the cross, and as you can see, it goes to right here, and you're in for about eight pips. This was on just 6th. I mean the 9th of June, a couple of days ago. So with that, that's just a preview of some of the stuff that I'm basically going to be going over on this channel. This is the first strategy that I will be going over, trading made simple. And with that, I do have to give a disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a broker. I'm not none of that. Forex has risk, and you should consult a financial advisor before you make any type of investment. Also, this channel will also have the shiny new object syndrome. If you already have a strategy, be careful not to continuously switch to these new strategies. You should do all of the work on the strategy that you're already trading before you decide that you want to switch. Be, you know, this is most likely fun for me. I have a decent strategy that I basically use, but this is for fun. Just what if? So with that, Forex Militia, knowledge is power. With this knowledge, you have power, and power to the people. I will see you on the next video. Peace.